In this skill, we're going to configure a basic VPN or virtual private network setup. So we have our Cisco RV180W multifunction VPN firewall appliance that we just recently went through a basic setup on so that we could get into this screen. So if you've read the pages indicated in the text, you should know what a VPN is, and you should know some of the protocols that we use to secure that VPN. So I want to call your attention quickly to this VPN pass-through field and the protocols that you just read about in the text: IPsec, PPTP, and L2TP. These are all the tunneling protocols mentioned in the book, and this is where in your VPN setup you can specify which one of those you want to secure your VPN with. So I just want to show you that. Now, to make a basic VPN setup, because of the way this emulator is, you can't see very much of the screen at one time, but we need to fill in all of these fields. So this is how we're going to set up our VPN to give us a private tunnel through a public network, that public network being the internet. So we're going to keep this VPN tunnel will connect to the following peers. We're going to keep the gateway setting. We want to name our connection corporate headquarters. So we're assuming that this is a branch of a business that needs to connect through a virtual private network to, let's say, a corporate headquarters. You can't have a space in between the two words here, so make sure there's no space. We also want a pre-shared key that's going to be entered on both this endpoint and the other endpoint where the tunnel is connecting. And I'm going to make that capital P, lowercase ASS123, period, and then a pound sign. So this is the connection name and the pre-shared key that's used to connect and secure this VPN. Then for endpoint information, first I need the remote gateway type. I can either put this in as an IP address or a domain name. I want to go ahead and use an IP address. That's more typical. So for the remote WAN, this is going to be the wide area network I'm connecting to. I'm going to put in the address of 1.2.3.4. Obviously that's a made-up address, but that's the one we're going to put in for our remote gateway type. Then we have the local gateway type, the local WANs. This is this local appliance's connection to the internet. I want that to be an IP address too, and I'm going to make it 2.3.4.5, another made-up address. But these are the endpoints that we're dealing with. Then we have the remote LAN IP address and subnet mask, and then the local LAN IP address and subnet mask. So this is the one that I'm connecting to, the remote LAN, and the local LAN is me in this case. So the remote LAN IP address I'm going to enter as 1.1.1.1. So that is the endpoint that I'm connecting to at corporate headquarters. When you click on the next blank down for the subnet mask, it's going to auto-populate to say 255.0.0.0. You'll learn more in subsequent classes where that comes from. The local LAN, this is my IP address, I'm going to say is 2.2.2.2. And when I click down on the subnet mask, it's going to populate that as well as 255.0.0.0. Because this is an emulator, I'm a little limited, because normally I would click save. I would see kind of a synopsis of the connection that I just put in settings for, but I can't do that with an emulator because it doesn't save anything, but it does simulate what this device is like when you're actually configuring it. So this is just a brief overview of the kind of things that you would need to create a VPN that goes from, let's say, a branch to a corporate headquarters, and the kind of IP addresses you would need to create that.